Hi everyone, welcome back to rawsynergytv. More people than ever are hearing about the benefits of eating a raw food diet, and they're very curious and ready to take the next steps in improving their health, losing weight, and all the improvements that come from eating a raw food diet. And I know a lot of you are just waiting for the perfect time to make the transition. And the new year is right here and upon us, and this is the perfect time to get yourself motivated and get on board so that you can receive all the benefits from eating a raw food diet. So today I just want to share with you some simple tips to help get you started and keep you on the path. So the first thing that you want to do is make the commitment. Make the commitment to yourself to start following a healthier diet. Start eating more fresh, raw fruits and vegetables, and make the commitment to yourself to stick with it. Whether it's just for one day to see how you do, 1 week, or 1 month, make a commitment to just try it out. 100% raw, and see how you do. See how long you can go eating this way, and see the benefits for yourself. When I first started eating a raw food diet, I knew it was for me. I knew it was going to work out, and I had full confidence that this was going to be the way to go. However, we always have in the back of our minds that, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if it's not for me? So what I did for myself was commit. I just told myself, I'm just going to do this for 30 days and see what happens. Because at the time that I started, there wasn't as much support, and there were a lot of people doing raw food, but I still wasn't that sure about it. So I committed to eating 100% raw, and I just said, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what happens, see what kind of benefits I get. And it worked. I did it for 30 days, and it worked amazing. Everything started to improve, and things got so much better for me that I wanted to continue. So from there, I just said, well, I'm just going to keep doing this as long as I am happy with it, as long as I'm seeing results. And now, almost 4 years later, still, I'm eating a raw food diet and loving it, and still seeing improvements every day. So committing to a certain period of time, doing this diet 100% can really get you on the fast track to seeing benefits and really getting motivated to stay with it. So like I said, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month, make a commitment and do the best you can to stick with it so that you can see the benefits for yourself and how the diet works for you. Along with making the commitment, it's really important to have goals or reasons why you're doing this diet. Because if you don't have a goal or you don't have reasons why, it makes it a lot easier to just see somebody eating pizza and thinking, that looks really good, I'm just going to have some pizza today. So if you have goals or reasons why, you can look at that pizza and say, well, I've committed to 30 days or however long you've committed, and I really want to lose weight. I really want to be a size 6 by summer. Or I really want to have more energy. And when you have those goals in mind, you can look at the pizza and say, if I need it, I'll have it after my 30 days. But first, I really want to get to my goal weight. Or first, I really want to have more energy. Or I really want to get rid of my skin problems. Or I really want to improve my health. I really want to stop getting colds and flus all the time. And I really want to lower my blood pressure and lower my cholesterol. And my doctor tells me all the time that I really need to get those numbers down. So having those goals can really help keep you on track and help keep you focused on staying raw and getting healthy. So make it specific. Take a sheet of paper, write down size 6 by summer, or whatever size you want to be by a certain date. You say size 6 by June 15th, of 2013, or whatever you believe your goal weight is and whatever you believe you can get to, make it reasonable. If you're 400 pounds, you're probably not going to be quite a size 6 by June 15th. So make it reasonable. Make it something that you know you can achieve. If you're 150 pounds and you want to lose 20 pounds by June 15th, that's very workable. So put your goal weight or your goal size by a certain date and give yourself reasonable goals. And put that on the refrigerator. Maybe even clip out a picture in a magazine of a body that's really motivating for you and something that you'll see all the time. Every time you go to the refrigerator to grab a snack, you'll be more motivated to grab fresh fruit and fresh vegetables for a snack than you will if there's no picture and no goal reminder on the refrigerator. So 1, you make a commitment. And 2, you pick your goals and have a reason why. 3, you want to make sure you have plenty of ripe, fresh fruit on hand at all times. And you want to make sure you have plenty of fruit waiting in the wings, ripening, so that you never run out of fresh food. You also want to make sure that you're prepared wherever you go, when you go to work, when you go on errands, when you travel, wherever you are. You want to make sure that you have plenty of fresh food on hand so that you're not tempted to go through the drive-thru and you're not tempted to eat what your coworker is having in the break room. You want to make sure that you always have fresh, ripe, raw fruits and vegetables handy at all times, clean, ready to eat. You also want to make sure that you're eating enough at every meal. You never want to walk away still hungry, and you never want to walk away and be hungry 20 minutes later. That means that you didn't eat enough carbohydrates, that you didn't get enough calories, and it's very important when you're eating a raw food diet to eat enough food, because when you're eating just fruits and vegetables, you have to eat a lot more than you would on a standard American cooked diet, because a standard American diet or a standard Western diet has so many calories and it's so rich and so dense that you can eat a lot less and stay satiated. So with raw food you have to eat a lot more, and it's very important to make sure that you're eating enough. In addition, you want to remember that it's very important to exercise and to get enough sleep and to get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. You also want to stay hydrated, especially during the winter months when you're eating a lot more dense foods like bananas and dates and things like that aren't quite as hydrating as some of the summer fruits like melons and peaches and grapes and many of the other more hydrating summer fruits, including mangoes and things like that. So you want to make sure that you stay hydrated at all times. If you're eating more dense foods like fresh dates and bananas, you want to drink enough water to keep those foods moving through you. So it's very important to stay hydrated, especially when you're exercising. I like to drink a good 24 ounces of water when I first wake up in the morning, and if I'm eating more dense foods, I like to continue to drink a tall glass of water before each meal, and that really helps me to stay hydrated and feeling really good and to keep my digestion moving really well. It really helps to have a support system as well. So if you can find a low-fat raw vegan meetup in your area, oftentimes they are called Fruit Lux or 811 or 80-10-10 meetups. Any low-fat raw vegan meetups that you can find in your area, if there are some, if not, create your own, so that you can create your own community of low-fat raw vegan friends and have a buddy system as well, so that anytime you feel like you're struggling or having a hard time, you can contact those people and get support. It helps to join the low-fat raw vegan forums that are available, and I'll post links below so that you can easily find them. It's also really helpful to make friends with other low-fat raw vegans. There are so many on Facebook, and whenever you need support, you can always reach out. So I highly encourage you to reach out and create your own community if there isn't one already in your area, because that makes such a huge difference to have people who are just like you on the same path, and people who have the same struggles and who have the same issues or similar issues, because then it really helps to know that there are people out there who can relate to you and who can help you through whatever struggles you're having. So it's very important to find a meetup, get on Facebook and make lots of low-fat raw vegan friends, join the forums, and find a buddy who can really help you and support you. You can support each other. In addition to all of these tips, one of the best things that you can do for yourself if you're really serious about following a raw food diet and following it the right way the first time, it's so important to read the 80-10-10 diet. This is the guide for having success eating this diet. I refer to this book all of the time. It's dog-eared and stained, and I use it constantly. I'm always referring to it, and it just has everything that you need in order to succeed on this diet. All the information, plenty of testimonials. It's got 1 week of meals per season. So it's got 1 week of meals for spring, summer, winter, fall, and really, really helpful to help you to see how much you need to eat, helps you figure out everything that you need to be successful on this diet, especially if you're an athlete. I get a lot of athletes asking me questions about, well, what about this diet for an athlete? I'm extremely active. This diet is the best if you're an athlete, because not only does it help you to improve your goals, it helps you to have more energy, more stamina, it helps you to build muscle. Even though people think, oh, you need to pound down the protein, you're going to get the exact amount of protein that your body needs instead of overloading it with too much protein from eating animal products, which actually is more harmful to the body. So I highly recommend this diet. If you are an athlete, jump on board, because this diet is going to make a huge difference in your personal bests, in your overall activity. Everything will change for the better. You'll be amazed. So getting the 80-10-10 diet book by Dr. Douglas Graham is very important if you want to succeed on this diet. I cannot stress that enough. I have the 80-10-10 diet book available on my website, so if you're interested in getting that, I'll put links below. I also have this 80-10-10 success guide, which is extremely helpful. This is relatively new and created by Dr. Graham, and it gives all the basic information on the front of the guide on how to succeed, and then in the inside it tells all the fruits and vegetables, the most common fruits and vegetables that are available, including tropical fruits, fruit juices, and non-sweet fruits, greens, sprouts, and more, common fruits, high-calorie fruits, fatty fruits, nuts, seeds, butters, oils, grains, starches, and animal products. It tells how much fat, the calories, the water content, the fiber, the carbs, the protein. It gives all the important information about each of those foods. It really helps to know how many persimmons you need to eat or how many apples you would need to eat in order to meet your daily caloric needs. So this is really helpful. This is also available on my website. I will give links to that as well below. And finally, if you slip up, if you end up eating something that is not on the 80-10-10 diet plan, if you end up eating something that is not considered low-fat raw vegan, please do not beat yourself up. It's not worth beating yourself up over. The best thing that you can do is get right back up and back on track and just keep moving forward. If you end up going to a party and you eat something that's not a part of the plan, stuff happens. Just get yourself back on track as quick as possible. You'll likely find the longer that you follow this diet, you won't crave those things, especially if you eat enough. That's the biggest thing. If you eat enough calories throughout the day to satisfy your caloric needs, you will not have cravings. I find that each time I end up under eating, that is the time when fast food starts smelling good, and being out and about where there are restaurants and there are cooked food smells floating through the air, that's when it starts to smell good. And when I'm hungry, that's when that stuff feels tempting. However, for me personally, I know what that stuff would do to me if I ate it, so I choose not to eat it, even when it smells tempting. But for other people who are new and aren't quite as, let's say, committed to the diet in the very beginning, you're committed, but you could be easily swayed. If you eat enough carbohydrates from fresh fruits, you are going to be satisfied and you're not going to be tempted. And it's really easy to test this theory out by going shopping or going out to a place where there's lots of cooked food smells surrounding you, or lots of baked goods or things that you would typically be tempted by. If you go when you have an empty stomach and you're feeling kind of hungry, just see how tempting that stuff is. And then, on the flip side, go to places like that where you know you might be tempted after eating a huge meal of fruit carbs, like a huge meal of bananas, or a huge meal of bananas and dates, or something that is extremely satiating calorically, and see how tempted you are. And you will find that you are not nearly as tempted, you are not nearly as hungry or salivating over those foods, because your body will have gotten what it needed. So that's something that you can test out. It happens to me when I am shopping and I'm hungry. I will find that certain foods will start to smell and look good, even though they're not something that I would ever eat. So it's really important to be satiated before you go shopping, before you go out, and you're in a place where you're going to be tempted. So following these tips can really help you if your New Year's resolution is to start a raw food diet and do it the right way. So follow a low-fat, raw vegan diet that is high in fruit and low in fat. You really want to keep the fats to a minimum, and you really want to make sure that you're also including some greens so that you get your minerals, or you're including the fruit-based vegetables like cucumbers, zucchini, bell peppers, eggplants, and other fruit-like vegetables, so that you make sure you're getting plenty of minerals. It's very important if you want to succeed on a raw food diet and eating high fruits to keep it low fat. So I hope all of these tips help you to succeed in 2013, and I really wish you all the very best of health. I wish you vibrant health, and I wish you all to achieve your goals and to have the best year ever. So Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon.